Hey guys, Taylor GammaEdge here, coming at you with the post-market recap for June 17, 2025. Fairly choppy day today. We had the iron condor structure in play. Opened up really right in the middle of a multi-day range. Then we saw a bit of intraday sell-off. We'll get into that in a second. But before we do that, we can get our pre-market prep, see how we identified those levels, what the structure was, and then review those intraday tools. So I come in the session day, the iron condor and structure was very apparent. So, I mean, frankly, those served as our key reference points for the day, both to the upside and to the downside. So purely from a structural point of view, we knew within here is just a lot of chop zone. Then in order to break for this iron condor, we were going to need to see significant intraday volume come through. So that really was the game plan today. And so going back to the chart real quick, we have the highlighted area, which represent those iron condors. This right here is just 6,000 key Livermore level. You'll see we opened up pretty much smack dab right in the middle of our transition zone. Then really starting around 12:30, just note that 12:30 is really when the sell-off intraday started. And no surprise, kind of capped out right at the bottom leg of the iron condor. First thing to note, our market trend model intraday, looking at the cumulative tick, looking at the filtered tick. In terms of the cumulative tick, a linear down day, just a progression, continuation of what we saw late in the session yesterday. We were saying last night in the video, short term, a little bit of weakness, and that was much more evident today. And so, fully confirmed kind of on a short term time frame. Trendish, momentum is certainly lower. But keep in mind, longer term trend is still uptrending, so more or less just a pullback in the context of a broader uptrend. However, we really don't like to see the signature hang out too long, so we want to see it repair itself and resume that trend higher. If we do see kind of destruction in the structure, we're going to see that to the SPX-A, SPX-P full complex analysis that we do today. That looked good. Feel free to go review that in our pre-market notes. But getting back to intraday price action, a filtered tick as well, starting around 1 o'clock Eastern time, we started to see, those large filtered tick sellings coming in as well. And then again, we can see the breakdown in price here. Corresponds with the rate of change in the cumulative tick trending lower, and then the filtered tick trending lower as well. So even without any of the levels, we knew that the intraday trend selling was lower, and then pairing on the levels is just adds kind of confirmation and a further guide into price action. Right, and then looking at our intraday volume analysis, for those that are new to this is our SPX 0DT volume analysis. No, I just said analysis a lot there. But what we do is every 5 minutes we aggregate the volume for the call side, green, put side, red. Aggregate the volume, find the midpoint of that volume, which is just a distribution of it. Find the middle point of that distribution, which is called a centroid. We plot those centroids every 5 minutes. And then over the session, we plot those every 5 minutes, helps us understand the character of the market price action in terms of trending versus chopping, depending on what the signatures of the centroids are doing. So today was a fairly choppy day. And then not only that, but at any specific time throughout the day, keep in mind we plot these every 5 minutes. We can understand an example here from the open to noon, the centroids are doing this. All else equal, the centroids are likely to continue that path. That helps us to project what those centroid paths to the close are, and price follows where the centroids go, i.e. price goes where transactions are happening. So today, fairly choppy price action, especially in the morning. We have the call side and the put side both converging. Then we saw a little bit of a rate of change acceleration lower on the call side. Definitely was zero upside speculation. So coupling this with understanding the key levels and the structure, and coupling this with the market trend model, this was kind of further confluence that the market was moving sideways to lower on an intraday basis in the afternoon. So just so you can see kind of the utility of this chart on an intraday basis here, this is noon Eastern Standard Time. We can see the signature is very choppy, right? There's zero indication of a trend day in either direction. And then again, market trend model at the same point in time during the day was sideways. Around noon would have been right here. So it was sideways. Keep in mind that the cumulative tick was trending lower as well. So there was, modest weakness into the market, but, there definitely was no strength. So a move higher, looking for a trade higher, just was not really the right play at any point in time today. And then again, fast forwarding from noon to this is 1:15, we can start to see call centroids, rapidly spiking down. Obviously, price action moving down. Still a fairly choppy price action, right? flirting right with the 6,000 level as well. And then we've already been over the rest of the charts, but we lost 6,000 right there, right here, and then we just saw further deterioration down to the iron condor structure. So again, the point of this video, right, is understanding the pre-market, what the option structure is in terms of the distribution of speculation, where those key levels are at. And then from there, informing what our if-then statements are for the day in terms of if this happens, then this will happen, right? And then every morning for the community, we write a very robust plan, exactly that, of the if-thens, hitting on all the key levels in the structure, highlighting what the structure, those key levels are. And then from there, we have those points of reference once the market opens, and then we reference our intraday tools to understand what price action is doing, how speculators are transacting, and how that interacts with those key levels we had identified in the pre-market. So right, at the end of the day, it is a very simple strategy. It's just a few key levels, couple intraday tools, but yet it is robust. Because right, the modern markets are dictated day to day by the options markets, specifically SPX, ERDT, and the amount of volume that's transacting there on an intraday basis. It's definitely something that should not be ignored. So with that, appreciate the time tonight, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.